So today in Matthew's Gospel, the story of Jesus sending out the 12 disciples to continue his work of telling people about the fact that the kingdom of heaven was near. Here in this place to those people, he says, God is near. And because of all those healing miracles that happen between the first section of the Sermon on the Mount and this next section, we see an explosion of love. Here is God in human form showing us what God is like, and physical healing, taking away pain and suffering, restoration of life in all itself, is just the most amazing outburst of love. And that's what would happen when you meet with the Holy God and you meet with God's light, God's love, God's joy and God's peace. It's going to be life-changing. And the commission to send those disciples out. So many conversations in churches about what that means today for Christians to be disciples, to go out into the world. And there are those heavy tones of evangelism, which to many are so foreign and unattractive, because they're tied up with trying to be somebody that you're not. Jesus says to the disciples, go and proclaim the good news. Now you can use words to proclaim, but more importantly you can use actions. One of the songs we sang, go in my name, and because you believe, others will know that I live. And that is the nub of it, isn't it? Because you believe something, others will see that. They don't have to agree with you, they don't have to think it's marvellous straight off the bat, but they can't doubt that you believe. Go in my name, and because you believe, others will know that I live. It's then, of course, between them and God, what happens with that relationship. But the call for Christians always and everywhere is to be constantly looking in our lives, as individuals and as churches, for what is the next thing to do. What is it that our communities need? How can we serve them? How can we be love, kindness, joy to those around us? Because we know ourselves all to be brothers and sisters. It's a big imperative. And if we find our churches numerically declining, then it's largely because we've stopped engaging, because we've stopped looking for opportunities to be alongside people. We're not talking here about bringing people into church to take part in formal liturgy, worship that has particular elements. We want everyone to know how to pray and sing a song. It's not that. All these things are vehicles to praise God, but we can be praising God in so many different ways. But instead of sitting in our buildings thinking what might the world want, we have to be out with the world. Jesus sent the disciples out to be with people. He didn't say go to particular places, he just said go and proclaim to whoever, wherever and whenever you can. Because it is just liberating good news. It needs to be shared. And that remains the call of all of us.